Welcome to the Let Me Call You Back podcast. My name is Declan Brooks, an aspiring comedian and podcaster based in the Philadelphia area. Each week, we talk with my brother Raymond, or one of the many friends I've made out on the road traveling for work all over the country. We catch up on daily happenings, crazy news, or whatever we find funny that day. If you enjoy what you hear on this podcast, you can also find it on Patreon. Please enjoy. We are back. Welcome back to Let Me Call You Back. My name is Declan Brooks. This is Josh Marquis, obviously. We are doing a little quick interview of a Maine comedian. I don't think I've interviewed anybody above New York City yet. So you're the first person in what I call my colonial tour when I go in the upper Northeast. You're the first person to get interviewed up here, man.
Oh, geez. It's so underwhelming right now.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, so
this is the cutting edge.
We're on the cutting edge of Portland comedy.
I'm actually excited to have this interview because you said something to me that very much intrigued the white trash nature of me the other day. Is your family's fishing boat captain history? Like your grandfather was a lobsterman, right?
No.
What were you saying when you were telling me one of your family members passed and you had this crazy lobster feast where you ate 2 lobsters?
Oh yeah, no. So it was my grandfather's retirement party.
Oh my God.
And he retired, and he was a plumber.
Oh God.
And he was a plumber.
This is how good of a listener I am. I immediately assumed he told me he was a lobsterman.
You're like, he retired and he had lobsters, he's got to be a lobsterman.
I was like, well, obviously he was a lobsterman. I thought you said something. You were like, yeah, my uncle, worked on the water. He literally worked on water.
No, he worked with water. he was like an avatar, dude. He moved water through pipes and shit.
Yeah, dude, that's really romancing not being a fucking plumber in Irish.
I know.
What's your nationality? What is Marquis? It sounds French.
French. It's French-Irish. So
French-Irish.
Well, so my mom's side's
a lot of bread and potatoes.
I know, a lot of potatoes.
And bread.
A lot of potatoes and corned beef.
My goodness.
No, so yeah, no, it's it's French on both ends. Like my mom's side, it's Willette. And it's northern Maine, which is like real, and it's like the history is like French Canadian on that end.
Like and fur trapper French?
Like fur trapper, long term, Mainer French, cool. Middle of the sticks, and then my dad's side is southern Maine, Massachusetts, and really just Marquis, French in name down here. And so it's very interesting, but funny enough. Have anyone in your family done genealogy?
I have, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your history go back?
So, my dad filled me in on some things, and then I went back looking at it. So, on my mother's side, she's completely Italian, and both of her parents were Italian, and my grandfather's father died when he was 24 when he came to the United States. He died of the common cold.
Oh, shit.
In 1924, at the age of 24.
All from Italy?
All from Italy.
No shit, yeah. So, and that's when your family, like in the 1920s, or around that time, they came?
That side of the family came then. Mm-hmm. My dad's side of the family is Irish mutts, and his dad's an Irish mutt. His mom is Irish French, actually. The Calvert families of Baltimore, like Lord Cecil Calvert. He was the first and second Lord of Delaware.
So you're in your descendants.
I'm white trash royalty, apparently. I probably have a stake to the Natty Bow family legacy in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
All right. So that's insane. So I was gonna. The reason I bring that, I'm because my grandmother did genealogy, and on my dad's side, we
You're
go
100% that bitch.
That we're 100% white trash.
I don't want to say that.
No, so on my dad's side, my grandmother got all the way back to the Salem witch trials.
Fuck.
And my 19th great grandmother was Suzanne North or Goody Martin, one of the women killed in the witch trials, and through her, I'm related to Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke.
Like the wrestler Mickey Rourke?
The actor, Mickey Rourke.
Like Sin City?
Like in Iron Man 2?
Yeah, I love Mickey Rourke. See, that's why I said the wrestler. There's a movie.
No, a real movie, not just Iron Man.
Yeah, I know. Like, Mickey Rourke's been around forever.
Ever.
Did you ever hit him up like, please call me Uncle Mickey?
Please, Uncle Mickey. Cousin
Can you
Mickey.
imagine?
Cousin Mickey. Also, through her, Dick Cheney. He's like my 7th distant cousin, Dick Cheney.
Yeah, I keep that guy at arm's length.
I would too,
Shoot you
yeah.
Right in the face, dude.
I'm like, God damn.
Is he alive still?
I think he is.
People like that live forever. It's like Mitch McConnell. Dude, I as a comic, I have very much kept my nose out of making fun of Mitch McConnell because I think it's a dead horse, literally and physically. Like or literally metaphorically, I should say, because like that guy's an old motherfucker. But like,
so old, but I'd be like, at this point, with finding out I'm related to Dick Cheney, I'm like, I don't want to make fun of him because, God forbid, the witches from Salem are all descendants of people in Congress right now.
Right, dude? Wouldn't that be so weird?
I know. I'm related to the whole Senate, and they're like, what are you doing with your life, Josh? And I'm like, nothing.
You get a letter one day, it was like, Dick Cheney died, and it was like, Josh, we were going to give you some money, but we found this podcast called Let Me Call You Back, and we heard you were talking shit.
You were the sole heir to the Dick fortune.
We had a dick chain for you. You were supposed to wear it around your neck.
Now Mickey Rourke has that dick chain.
Can you imagine that's what he did? He's like, all my kids got dick chains. He's like,
he's in an interview.
It's our thing. Our family circle of Dick Chain Trust.
He's in the interview for Expendables 7.
Dude, was Mickey Rourke in Expendables?
I'm pretty sure he's like one of those guys.
Yeah. Plastic face, super muscled.
Yeah. Steroids, clearly.
He shouldn't be throwing punches. Most likely is closer to death than throwing punches.
He's clearly hitting stuntmen way too hard.
It's clearly everybody's scared every time a stunt goes off. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I thought he was going to die right there. It's like having Alec Baldwin on.
After each punch, he grabs his chest, and they're like, is it time?
Everybody's like, ah. Everybody's just pulling out their number for the Deadpool. That's bad, dude. Nah, Josh, all right. So then obviously I fumbled the bag thinking you were a fucking lobster boat captain. I was like, yeah, Josh is the descendant of lobsters. He's a lobster, actually. He was a...
I crawled out of the ocean.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's what I think of when we're up in Maine, dude. It's just labs.
Dude, people do polar plunges. They crawl out of the ocean, which is insane. It was St. Patrick's Day, and there's the local Irish bar called Rira. They start at 6 a.m., and they're like, oh yeah, this is the recovery for the polar plunge. And they're like, and their big thing is like Irish breakfast and deals on fucking Bloody Marys.
Kegs and eggs, my man. Kegs and eggs and Bloody Marys. Now, what happened to me on St. Patty's Day, dude? I got a fucking stomach virus and was stuck in my house all day. Didn't drink a lick of liquor the whole day.
Good, it was Sunday. You're a father. You should be responsible.
I know, but my girl wanted to take the baby out and drink somewhere. Shout out to Christina, you're a great mother.
No, and that's a normal thing. Like in this area in New England, like Maine, Portland specifically, you have so many breweries where it's like you got the parents that have the stroller. It's the afternoon. They're just like at the dispensary.
It's wide open at this motherfucker out here.
It's you learn like, hey, this
Other
is what
cities,
responsible
dude, if you're
parenting.
smoking pot outside and a kid walks by, the parents are like looking at you, giving you a dirty look. And like here, 100% of the time, every time somebody walks by and their child's with them, they're like, "Oh, hey, how are you? You having a good night?"
They give you even if they don't say anything, they give you a thumbs up.
And legit, that's not even a joke. People have given. You're like, "You're good,"
and you're like, "All right," and you look at them, and they're like,
I say sorry. I'm like, sorry.
And even if you just mouth sorry, they're like, "You're good." Or even they point to their wife, and you're like, "No, you're good. She's a bitch." No, it's...
He just throws his wife under the bus. That'd be great. That'd be my kind of city, Portland.
And that's how it usually is.
Dude, can I tell you how upset I am that we're not about to have an entire episode about lobsters? I was like, I'm gonna ask him so many questions about boats and lobsters and this and that. That's so funny. You know any lobstermen?
I grew up in a tourist town. I know a lot of lobstermen that do opiates.
Yeah, dude. There's mad lobstermen down here. That's actually just what you call somebody on opiates in Maine. Oh yeah, dude, he's a lobsterman. He's just walking around like a fucking lobster.
He's a fucking lobster.
He's just crawling around.
He's a shellfish.
he's a shell of a person. He's just crawling around on his belly, and he just closes his hands like they're claws over and over again.
Saying he's a shell of a person. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, no, that's accurate.
That's so fucking accurate. Poor kid. Didn't even see it coming.
I'm like,
man, you imagine if you were, as a dope head, if somebody was like, what's up, you shell of a person? That'd wreck me, dude. I'd be like, well, thanks.
I'd be like, I guess I'm going to go out in the middle of the ocean and drown myself.
Dude, yeah, right? Nah, dude, I am the opposite of that piece of shit. I told you, I went to Walmart today. I bought a sleeping bag for a homeless man. Because he was...
I saw that on the face. That's
fun.
Actually really nice. That was really nice.
That. He was at a fucking light around the corner from me. I had seen him a few days in a row. It was cold as fuck today. And it was windy. I was like, hey man, do you need anything? And he's like, I can use a blanket. I'm like, what about a sleeping bag? He's like, either or, dude. And I was like, I'll be back. Brought him back a roast. I brought him back a barbecue pulled pork sandwich. Toothbrush.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I know. Dude, so this is where the story goes. Actually, I bought him a sleeping bag, bought him some toothpaste and a toothbrush, bought him some socks because everything was a clearance. Grabbed like the basic essentials real quick. Yeah, baller on a budget, trying to do right by the boys.
Show off to the homeless person.
Yeah. I was like, pussy, look what you got. And then I bought him a barbecue pulled pork sandwich, and I'm not even kidding. The entire 7-minute ride from Walmart to where he was standing, I was fighting myself, being like, dude, you should eat this.
The sandwich would be good. You're like, dude, you're getting him socks and a tent.
I was like, you're giving him so much, dude. You can eat that sandwich.
You get him one of those dehydrated food bags. It's the astronaut ice cream.
Yeah, right.
You're like, no. I ate the pulled pork, but here's the astronaut ice cream. You'll love it.
It was a buzzer beater, bro. Like legit, like up to the light. I was like, I could still eat the sandwich.
You'll know nothing.
Yeah. He will know nothing. Why do I feel guilty? I'm giving him all these things.
I'm the good person.
Like it's his sandwich. Get out of here. Yeah, no, I just bagged it up and gave it to him. I was like, here, pussy. He's like, why are you mad at me now? I'm like, it's probably a good sandwich.
You throw it at him as if it's like you're egging him. You're like, bye, pussy. And you're like,
I hand him everything else nicely, but I dropped the sandwich on the ground. I was like, and a sandwich.
He's like, honestly, you're a dick, but I appreciate. I like when they're just like they're very honest and they're just straightforward. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll give you that beer. I'm not gonna finish while I'm driving. I'm like, I'm gonna be a polite person.
It's so crazy. I feel do not keep that on the vehicle. We're in the car. Sorry.
The cab. We're in the car. It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold outside. I wish we could be doing this in a park or in like a nice open environment, but we're sitting in the car because it's cold outside. Dude, homeless people, like, I meet a lot of homeless people all over the country. It's a nationwide epidemic, and they really make you go like, wow, I wasn't even thinking about using that. There's a guy that at one of my offices, he, like a couple weeks ago actually, he was cleaning up trash outside so that he could clean up cans to make money out in Nevada or California, wherever I was. And the things that people keep to save to use, like someone like that, it's you're like, dude, I didn't even know you. like that. It cracks me up. It's like they're building houses out of like the most recycled items. It's like
exactly they make Lego bricks out of like hay and clay, and you're like, my god,
it's amazing how like dystopian like the world of like a Mad Max society is from like on the other side of a hedgerow. Like,
and it's like
it's like we're in a neighborhood, like a normal neighborhood, and then like on the other side, it's just like, yeah, that's a house built out of fucking Eggo boxes. That's crazy.
And it's literally, and that's the startups that they have, which I mean, it's really like what they're trying to do, but I'm also like, for someone that's so disconnected from from any sort of architecture or anything like that, when I see that, I'm like, oh, someone's building a house at Eggo Gardens. I'm like, what if it rains?
Yeah.
I'm like, what happens then? And I hate to be that pragmatic asshole. I'm like, but
no, I've explored every. I told you I went out and handed out soup on Christmas Day the one year, and the way people live and build their structures, and like, I found a group of 3 guys on the side of a steam pipe on a building that had built a little like structure on the side of the heat pipe to where it was heating the inside of the heat pipe, and there was a plug out there. They had their phones plugged in, and they had a tablet plugged in. They were playing a video game, like all 3 of them. I went to offer them food, and they were like, no, we're good. We got everything in here.
But that plug thing makes me nervous too, because like I did volunteering for a community center in Biddeford in Maine, and it wasn't like a soup kitchen or anything like that. It was a place where people that needed a place to hang out, they could. If they wanted to get a bagel, some oatmeal.
A community outreach center.
A community center, yeah. And like, or if we'd have egg sandwiches or tuna sandwiches or something like that, hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah.
But it was tough because we'd have clothes, and they would have to say like, hey, people will take advantage of this. We only give X amount, XYZ out. If someone you've already seen has gotten this year, and you don't feel comfortable saying no to them, let someone that's more senior let us know. We'll have that conversation with them. They know, so don't try to feel like guilty or whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation, when you're trying to just help.
Well, like, what got me, like, hype into it? Because, like, I was already doing it myself, and I don't know what's going on with my algorithm recently, but all I get is videos from that guy, Just Nate. The guy, he's like a guy, he pops up, he's like, what would you do today if I gave you $100, $200? And the person's usually like, I'd buy, like, some new pants. Like, my shoes are falling off my feet. Probably something warm to eat. And like 50% of the time, he's like, all right, well, what if I got you a care package of stuff? Like, do you need this? Do you need that? Blah, blah, blah. And he'll leave and come back. He's like, all right, stay right here. Or he'll take this person on like a shopping spree and do like $100, $200 worth of stuff for them to go back to their, like, wherever they're camping at and set up a tent, do their thing, and give them a better quality of life. It's cool. And it's like a crazy thing. It's the dichotomy of it is like, there's people that love it on the internet, and there's people that hate it, that are like so angry at somebody. Like, why would you tape this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get something like that. I think that's probably one of the better versions of it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like the shitty version of it, where it's like guys will go up to a restaurant and be like,
why
how
did
much?
You give me this?
Well, no. It's how much for 100 hot dogs? Well, and they're like, I don't know.
That's been going on like crazy.
And it's
that's
like,
Jay.
And it's like, I'm just trying to give it out to as many people. And he's like, I'll pay you for the, to give out the food for the next hour, and anything, I'll cover it. And they're like, and then you got a camera in their face, and they're like, okay. Like, they don't want to say no. One guy I saw when this guy did it, he goes, he's like, I don't want to participate in this. He's like, the guy was like, no, I'll just like, give out free food. And he's like, I'll cover you. And he's like, no, if you want to just give free food to people in need, donate to the proper sources. I don't want to be a part of this. And like, people are like, oh, he's kind of a dick. I'm like, no, he sees through the vapor of those fucking weird videos of just like.
No, there's a truth, man, to it. Like, there's the one guy that I'm talking about, Just Nate. The part of his videos is that he's doing it to source donation for people to. He puts it all right back into it. There's other people that are sourcing it as like their notoriety. Like, bro, like I can't stand the ones that are like, hey, do you have $1? You don't? Sorry. And then they walk up to the next person and it's like, do you have $1? You do? Why'd you help me? Here's $5,000. It's the fucking stupidest video.
That I don't like at all.
Drives me nuts.
And the videos where it's like asking like the people like how much like to feed, like, all right, I'll give you feed everyone for free for that.
Yeah.
Like, what you could have done is just
the one you're talking about with the I'll buy 100 egg rolls thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's two guys that do it, and the one is that where he's like being a weirdo, and he's like, oh, I'll pay for everybody in the cafeteria, and then there's the other guy who buys it, and now recently most of the videos have turned into every owner gives him the food for free.
Oh yeah, and then he tries to hand him money or something like that.
And it's like there's no way every owner's giving it to you for free.
Mm-hmm.
And like it changed from changed from like an organic offer from somebody to him being like, they didn't want me to pay for the food, so here's a free plug for them. Go over to here for these types of food items on these types of days. Like it immediately became an ad. It's so weird.
Yeah, and I agree with you, like, because I do remember, like, seeing, like, him trying to pay him. They're like, no, I'm doing a good thing, too. And I'm like, you guys are and it would be one thing if he just went out and handed out all the food that he bought and be like, hey, I bought all this from this food truck. You guys should support him if you're in this area.
Homie talk, homeless talk, guys. We're going to move on from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Josh, I have a couple questions I always ask people when they come to, like, the comedy thing. So, obviously, 4 years of doing comedy. What made you want to start comedy?
So, I got inspired, when I was younger. I watched my first comedy, or listened to my first comedy album, which was Up to Camp, which was by Bob Marley.
Awesome. That's a comedy album.
A comedy album by Bob Marley.
The comedy, Bob Marley, comedian,
Yeah, the Maine comic who's just got the legendary Maine accent that if you've heard the Maine accent...
Yeah. Wicked pisser.
If you're older, like, you've heard, like, a Bob Marley bit. And it was local humor. I resonated with it because it was all, like, those relatives that just, like, have all those quirks. And he touched on all, like, the main tropes, which was cool. And I wanted to do it, and then I was like 23, I did my first open mic, and I bombed so fucking hard after, like, and I was like, well,
where was it at?
Empire.
That's funny. So has Empire actually we just did the Empire comedy open mic tonight. Was there a revival of Empire? Did it close for a while?
Huge revival. So Empire was the Empire Comedy Club, which is, the comedy club now.
I saw Ari Shaffir on one of the flyers. I'm like, dude, this place is booking people.
Yeah, Ari Shaffir's gonna be here in the summer. It's gonna be a killer show. He's already sold out at both, or I think the 3 shows. They might add a matinee, but that's on the hush.
Yeah.
But no, it's they did an open mic, and it was my first time. I was nervous. I bombed, and I didn't go back for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then I got the courage, to do it when I was 24, and I was like, shit, I'm halfway to 30. I just gotta fucking do it. I gotta do it.
What was your first joke? Do you remember it?
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, my roommate.
You bombed on it. I want to hear it.
No, I don't remember the bomb one. That was so long ago. But
so this is the first joke after coming back.
This was after. This is when I was like, I'm gonna take it seriously, and it was something along the lines of like, oh man, my roommates are real pissed at me. They're getting sick of like the little things, dishes in the sink, clothes on the floor, and they're upset when I bring guests over, like, oh, something, oh, mom, dad, and it's like me living with my parents. I can't remember the bit. It was something like, the punchline was like,
you talking about as your roommates, and you
and I was like, it was something like, oh, dad, I thought you loved me, something along that, like, but nothing's worse than, bringing a girl back to, your apartment, parents' place, and you open up the bedroom, and she just sees your bunk bed, and you look back at her, and she just starts processing everything you've talked about over the whole night. Like, yeah, we can go back to my place. We just gotta be quiet. My roommates, they got school and work in the morning.
Yeah, school and work. Your mom's a teacher.
Yeah.
Is your mom a teacher?
No, it was more my siblings were at the time they were still in high school.
Yeah, it's funny.
But
how many brothers and sisters do you
have? Two younger siblings, a brother and a sister, both in college. My brother's graduating. My sister's
Are they
still in
comics?
school. No. Both funny. Both funny.
Do they want to be comics?
No, but they're just both very. My family's very funny. They're just way funnier than me.
So I always wonder because like people will when you're a musician, your family talks to you a certain way. Does your family talk to you a certain way? Like, Josh, that's nice. The thing you're doing. A comedy's nice. That's good. A lot of taps on the shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, now that you tapped me on the shoulder, I was like,
Right.
yeah, they're a little. I'm like, they're a little condescending. No, they're supportive. I mean, like they get it. It's
I'm sure they
a
love it.
lot
You're
of
a funny
open
guy.
mics and a lot of just bullshit shows, but they're supportive in the sense of like you're an adult.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite comedy moment so far? Like, that's happened to you. It can be a stage. It can be a person you performed with. It could be something that's happened at a show, etc.
Actually, my favorite moment so far was with Dubs General, David Wumble. We were in Florida. I met him. It was Madcap's Comedy Club in Tampa.
Okay.
I was in Orlando. I was going there to go to Disney with my family, and I reached out to this place because they had a space open for a feature contest.
Going to Disney with your family in your 20s is wild. Go.
It was going to Disney at 27. My dad told me, he was like, "Hey Josh, we're doing a family trip to Disney." I'm like, all of like me and my sibling. I'm like, all of us are over 21, right? And he was like, "Yeah, but I don't have to actually plan shit." I was like, "All right, I respect that." But I ended up booking the show at Madcap Comedy Club. It was a feature contest. Each comic was doing 20 minutes, and there was supposed to be an opener. No opener. It was just me and this comic, David Wumble. We went back and forth and like doing 15 minutes apiece. So we ended up doing an hour total, but 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15, so on and so forth. And it goes to, he's a Florida guy, and it goes to like the audience vote, and there's like 6 people there. No one showed up. And like I won through like audience vote, but like because it was like tied, and they were like, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to travel back, so let's give it up for David, the winner. I was like, he just won. I can't. But he's bound to like kill Tony. He's doing shit in like Austin. He's a very funny guy. But that was my favorite thing I've done so far, and that was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Very cool, very cool.
It was so much fun. What about you? What's your favorite thing you've done comedy wise so far?
Trying to think of like where like I've enjoyed it the most. Honestly, here my favorite memories so far have been comedy at Cheese Louise and then doing karaoke after. That's like one of my favorite like. Cause that's why I bring up in the question category like even down to like your favorite hangs, like a comedian I just spoke to on one of my episodes before. He said to me, he's like, I was at an open mic and a guy and me were talking and he left for like 25 minutes and I was like, what the fuck did that guy go? He came back and he told me he shit himself and had to go change. He said he's like, that's a core memory of my comedy career. I'm like, what? I was like, I had a buddy of mine tell me he opened for Dan Soder. Interviewing Mike Christine's definitely up there, but yeah, no, I mean, I think I love coming to Portland. You know that. I like coming up here. I like the scene here. I like the people. I feel like I do well up here, up on the Northeast.
It's such a friendly environment up here too.
And it's like moderately conservative, so I like blend in incognito. I'm like, my dad taught me the N-word when I was young. For those of you that didn't see what I just did, I just snuck around like a spy commando.
You did the swim move. If you were a lineman, you would. Yeah, that's the swim move.
I got past those fucking.
You're trying to tackle the quarterback.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I like asking this question. So like I usually ask it when I ask what was your first joke, but you knew it so regularly. So I'll ask you like this. What's your favorite street joke? Or what's your favorite joke to tell people when they say to you, oh, you're a comic, tell me a joke? Like, you know that exchange when you're at a bar? When somebody's like, oh, you're a comic? Like, tell me a joke.
So both of them are actually my jokes. I'll do my favorite quick joke that I've done. I've worked on. I'm not much of a reader. I actually just started reading books, and I actually just finished the first Game of Thrones book, which is crazy, because if you told high school me I just finished an 800-page book, you'd have been like, damn, I didn't know Playboys came that long. Just a dumb, like, just something quick to, say. Or my favorite street joke is, dude, fuck, it's crazy, dude. WAP has a whole new meaning. It used, now it means wet ass pussy. It used to mean, filthy Italian. Because now you catch me going down the street like wop, 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 like I'm Pac-Man munching pellets. And, I can't remember how I ended that. Shit. No, but it was, I wrote a street joke about WAP and the fucking, but yeah, something dumb like that. But yeah, I liked writing, when I was early on, I liked writing like dumb little street jokes.
So, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Yeah, I'll be 29 this year.
Doesn't it? It feels wild. I'm just like,
do you turn 30 this year or next year?
I just turned 29.
Yeah, cool. We're lucky.
Yeah.
We're in our best year. We're in that golden year.
That
That last year before being 30. I don't know. What are your goals for comedy? What's one thing that you have that you'd like to see happen this year for you?
So
this is year 5 or year 4?
This is year 4. So I mean, realistically, just I did a half hour with my friend Danny last year around this time, and that honestly was way too soon for me to do 45 minutes. It was supposed to be like half hour, 45 or whatever, but way too early. But I would like to do this year, half hour that I'm actually confident about, which I've, over the past year since then, I've, kind of developed. I have like a strong like 20, and I'm like looking, basically just working on, getting the longer sets so I can actually do a half hour that I'm really proud of.
Do you look at yourself wanting, like, so everybody always, like, when I come here and visit, like, well, like, the guys that I see at the bar are always like, oh, I've been really wanting to come down to Philly or there, this place or that place to, like, try comedy in this place. Are any of your goals based on that, or are a lot of your goals based on being, like, one of the best in your area first?
This is a great question.
Because everybody's like, I want to go to Austin, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
So, I've been lucky enough where I've done sets and been booked on shows out of Maine. Mm-hmm. I did Woolen Mill Comedy Club in Vermont, which is like central Vermont, and the great guys there, the bookers like Colin and whatever the other guy's name is, can't remember. They're both doing shit in New York, and like they've got a great little spot in the middle of Vermont. I've done some random stuff in New Hampshire and Mass, and honestly, I think going outside the state is great. I'd like to be better, and I think going out as much as I can outside of Maine is great.
I asked it because I feel like there's a pretty good comedy scene in Portland.
It is.
And, like, it's healthy to like get good at being a Maine comic, because like you could do comedy all over the state.
Exactly. And I think what I'm trying to get is I want to be a comic that is doing a lot of stuff here, because one, it's an hour and a half to get to Boston open mics or shit like that, and I want to do stuff around here, and then doing stuff outside, a little stuff outside the state. That's my goal, like, a little mixture of both, as of kind of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Favorite food? What's your favorite food?
Ooh. Gas station hot dogs.
That's a good answer.
No, but not a standard gas station hot, because that's like, a roller dog is a roller dog is a roller dog. My favorite gas station hot dog is when they have the steam box. It's the little box where they steam the weenies and then they steam the buns in the same little box.
Where are you getting those at?
Oh.
What gas station?
So, local Cumberland Farms, local 7...
They're not on a roller?
Not on a roller. The wieners are stacked on top of each other in a steamer. No, it's like and they're steamed.
I know, but that sounds so much better.
It's the best, and and they'll have red hot dogs. Have you ever had a red hot dog?
I haven't,
but you've seen them, and they look like cancer.
Yeah, they look like a pickled egg.
Exactly, but there's nothing flavor wise to them. There's just red 40.
Yeah, just pigment.
Just red 40.
Yeah, in Albany they have mini hot dogs. They're like a little hot dog on a little bun with chili and cheese on them, and onions and mustard.
That sounds fire.
They're fire.
Little shooters.
Little hot dog shooters.
Little hot dog shooters.
You're able to get like 2 to 4 hot dog shooters at a time. They're very cheap.
They call burgers sliders. Little hot dogs are shooters.
Yeah, 100% little shotgun shells. Right.
I feel like I'd choke on one of them. I'd eat them too fast.
Yeah, dude. It's like they were going in 60 seconds. It's so quick.
Well, I got a little shooter.
Well, fucking, I'm taking hot dog shots. That's what I was just doing. Dude, so, that's fucking... Yeah, because I will say this. One of my favorite hot dogs growing up is a boiled hot dog. Like a boiled, steamed hot dog.
Steamed bun, it's amazing.
The texture of a hot dog at that point is the right texture for some reason.
Well, and here's the thing. If you get a red hot dog, it's a natural casing, so it's got a snap. It's boiled. It's got the right texture. The steamed bun, little onion, mustard.
Potato roll or white roll?
Oh, split top. Split top, New England, just fucking dry white bread.
A split top, like like split top wheat.
White, just standard New England split top.
So like, do you ever see these yuppie ass hot dog rolls that aren't cut normal? They're like
it's domed and you turn it on the side.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like Chicago bullshit.
Fucking yuppies and their goddamn.
Yeah, no.
So
New
by
England
the time this episode comes out, I think it'll already be out and rolling. But I'm actually starting I'm gonna start doing videos where I do a yoga stance each day with a hot dog in my hand.
Oh shit!
I was gonna call it hot dog yoga.
And this is gonna be a cut to like me being like, no, it's split top, not a hoagie style.
That's funny. You just call it a hoagie style. You guys call them hoagies up here?
I do sometimes.
Like sub sandwiches, you guys call them hoagies?
Depends. I Italian subs. A hoagie, I think. When I say a hoagie, it's like not a Maine Italian. A Maine Italian is like a ham and cheese.
Where did you learn a hoagie from?
Probably fucking some of the bougie restaurants in Portland. Like
bougie places are calling sandwiches hoagies?
Yes. It's probably dumb. I'm also probably
fucking what?
But it's also
you know that's what I call every goddamn sandwich in Philadelphia is a hoagie?
So
yeah, it's a hoagie.
Again, it's probably me misrepresenting shit, but I think of like, so when we say a Maine Italian, it's literally a ham and cheese on like
spicy ham at least?
No. Deli cold cut ham, American cheese. It's way too much oil and salt and pepper because the bread is so dry. So you need to like moisten it up with the oil. It's literally just a ham and cheese with like raw onion and black olives.
Oh no! There's not mozzarella on there, is there?
No.
I'll punch somebody in their fucking
It's like
throat,
American
dude.
cheese.
Oh, what? I'll punch that owner right in his fucking throat.
It's a Maine Italian.
You don't know how much you just offended.
No, the Maine Italian is offensive. It's literally like it's the driest loaf you get. Just plain deli ham, American cheese.
Do they call it a Maine hoagie?
Maine Italian. No. That's why I don't call it a hoagie. No, hoagies like honestly like there.
Thank you for having some respect for them.
There are sandwich places that have like where it's like grit like they make their own bread. They actual Italian meats, cheeses. No,
the episode is going to be called "Who Told You the Word Hoagie?" Who told you? Who told you about the word hoagie? I didn't expect you to say bougie places are calling sandwiches hoagies.
Or it's like,
that's a nickname. Somebody in the neighborhood was like, "Yeah, what's a fucking what do you call?" Give me one of those, like a sandwich, fucking hoagie. What'd you call it, a hoagie? Yeah, fucking one of those fucking...
Not a Maine Italian.
Like, it was definitely a nickname that just came up from me and like, man, that's a fucking hoagie.
Oh, I did have a street joke for a Maine Italian. Yeah, Maine Italian, it's a guy that's French, a little Irish, definitely uneducated. Just says he's Italian.
He says, yeah, I got a little Italian in me.
Yeah. He's not French, I just fucking...
Dude. Oh, fucking ham and cheese.
It literally is. It's with, like, way too many... It's, like,
I'll throw
raw
hands.
onion, black olives, and then, like, green bell pepper raw.
I'll throw fucking hands. Show me where they're making that.
Amados.
So I can go in there and firebomb that place.
Amados, dude. It's Maine's version of, like, Italian McDonald's. You can get baked ziti, like, lickety-split.
Lickety-split. Baked ziti, lickety-split. See, here's the thing. I'll eat lickety-split baked ziti. Baked ziti. The thing is that if baked ziti's warm, it means that it's been made and it's been sitting. It needs to marinate sometimes. So that's
the shell's gotta marinate.
The shell's gotta break down a little bit. It's gotta sit for a couple days. I need to microwave it a couple times and put it back in the fridge.
So here's the thing. What they are best at is called a stuffer. It's like when they, a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Instead of cinnamon, you can either get pepperoni, ham, meats and cheeses in it.
Yeah.
Or you can get like the veggie stuffer, which is like spinach, broccoli, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Italian pinwheel.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's like you ever get like you guys don't have tasty cakes up here, right?
No, we don't.
The cheap like the cheap cinnamon rolls that you'll see at like grocery stores sometimes. There's ones that are like literally just a little brown spinners. They call them pinwheels.
No shit.
Yeah, that's a good nickname for them.
We call them stuffers because we're disgusting pigs up here.
Yeah, would you say you put cheese and pepperoni on it? Yeah, go ahead, a stuffer. That's what I'm saying, dude. The word hoagie came from like somebody being like, yo, dude, that's a lot of meat on that sandwich. Like, yeah, that's a fucking hoagie.
Yeah, toppy, dude.
I like that hoagie. I like that, dude. Then somebody up here fucking made a fancy ass lobster roll, and they're like, let's call it a lobster hoagie. I was like, fuck you, pussies.
Or I like still the Maine Italian ham and cheese, and they're like, nah, it's a Maine Italian, and you're like, god damn it.
There's not a lick of Italian meat on that.
Nothing.
There's an olive on it.
There's black olives.
There's one olive in here, and I'm not going to tell you where it's at.
And there's vegetable oil.
They're just hiding. I bet you that's all it is. They're just hiding one olive in a sandwich. I'd be so fucking mad.
Dude,
it's like a fucking calamata with a pit. You're like, I got it. Ow.
No, when you see it, it's literally a whole can of black olives poured onto it. It's way too many.
Do you like black olives?
I like them, but it's way too many.
Why the fuck black olives? What would make them think that's what needed to happen?
It's Italian.
It's like a muffalata. You know what a muffalata is?
No, I have no idea.
It's an olive tapenade down in New Orleans. They get this it's too big of a sandwich. It is way too big of a sandwich. And it's a big round roll. They cut it in half in the middle. They do mayo, ham, cheese, and this thick olive spread. It's like black olives, green olives, and Kalamata olives or something like that, chopped, and then it's vinegar slurry. And they put it on there, and it's meant to be a gigantic sandwich that they cut into slices and serve like pizza.
That's I serve like pizza. All right.
It's like a crusty French, it's a big round crusty French. Yeah, serve like birthday cake.
Sandwich served like. I'm picturing it now because it's
That's why I chose birthday cake, because after I said pizza, I was like, it's not doing the depth right. Like, this is a tall sandwich.
Yeah, I'm birthday. I'm like, that would ruin my birthday if someone's like, hey, let's just I'm going to put my hands on every piece of sandwich before I hand it out to you. I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted your fingernails on my bread.
Have any bad birthdays growing up? Any shitty experiences?
No, my grandmother was really creative with birthday cakes.
Okay.
And one cake she made, you know zebra stripe gum?
Yeah, absolutely.
She made little
Last 5
toboggans.
seconds.
I know, right? And I didn't like the gum, but she made toboggans on the cake being like a snow hill.
That's smart.
And then with Teddy Grahams being the people.
Very smart.
Yeah, just a plain chocolate cake with white frosting, but it was just fun to see, and I was like, that's my favorite cake.
That's crazy.
It's very. But what about you? What's your favorite cake?
Ooh, favorite cake. Good question. Good question for a fat.
I'm like, mine's nostalgia driven.
I have to think of like it probably was from a wedding where it was like a great like yellow cake with like a raspberry cream cheese. I'm trying to think.
That actually sounds really good.
I do fucks with a red velvet cheesecake slice from the Cheesecake Factory. You ever go to the cheese?
I've never been.
Is there a Cheesecake Factory up here?
You have to go to Boston, or just outside of Boston to get to it.
I'm a city slicker, ain't I?
Yeah, I'm jealous because honestly, we got Applebee's or Chili's up here, or
Good.
Texas
I love those
Roadhouse.
places.
Texas
I love
Roadhouse.
With all those places.
But I wish we had a Cheesecake Factory. Portland needs one.
Are you I always ask silly questions like this. Do you have any like accolades unrelated to comedy that are worth sharing, like an ice cream eating competition, a chicken wing eating competition, axe throwing championship, biggest little fat kid?
A lot of participation trophies in high school. No, I mean the only accolade I have literally is in comedy. Me and my friends made it to the second round of the Legion of Saints Badass Battle of the Bands.
I remember that.
That's it. Bob Bap, dude.
I made the noise in my head.
Me and my friends made it to the second round, and that was fun. The people that beat us actually won the whole thing. So I was
Wild Plains?
Wild Plains, yep. And
Wild Plains!
It was, and they deserved it, but it was like...
I met Wild Plains.
Really? No shit.
Remember when you saw me?
In Legion of
They were
Skanks?
sitting next to me.
No shit.
They were sitting right there, and they were like advertising that they were going to be at like... So, remember when he was arguing with them? He's like, I did not say we were paying for Wild Plains to be there every night. I was there for the entire exchange.
That's insane. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
didn't realize that was that episode. Oh my god.
Yeah, you noticed me. Josh noticed me. I was at an episode of Legion of Skanks at the Stand, New York City, and he was like, "Dude, I can see you on the stream." And at the stream was a memorable episode. So yeah, that was me. I was there.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, man. Any cool eating competitions here? Like, is there a lobster eating competition each year? That would be so gluttonous.
I don't think there is. I'm trying to think if there was. There really isn't any sort of.
Bangor seems to be more of the lobster town, right?
They're because
I went to the Bangor Lobster Festival when I was a kid.
I don't know if they're still doing that there.
Really?
It
sucks.
It's so Rockland will do it. Freeport will do like the Clam Fest, which isn't like the same thing, but they'll do like fried clams and like oyster eating competitions.
You like seafood?
I do like seafood. It's like What about you?
I love it. I love seafood.
And I'm very being here, just like knowing the hunt.
Yeah. It's funny you were saying like just being here. You said that you've gotten tired of it.
Oh yeah,
being close to where it is for me, I have just fallen more in love with it because I've like tried every level of it.
I think you being in like that PA Maryland area, you have like more of like a cooler
Our seafood's got some flavor to it. You guys like it's steamed
or deep fried.
Steamed or deep fried, and it's like you want butter or mayonnaise.
Butter, mayonnaise, or vinegar.
Or both, or all three.
It's literally, it's very bland. It's no like Old Bay or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, but that's also we have like if it's the seafood, we'll enjoy just the seafood taste, which is weird. But no, I do like it though. It's like a love-hate kind of.
Lobster's an interesting thing because like I find myself like. When I have it, I enjoy it, but it's like I don't like I eat crabs, like blue crabs, and I can eat 25 of them. I don't think I want to eat 25 lobsters, but in my head, I'm like, I wish I had more of this. You know what I mean?
2 lobsters is pretty decent. Like, two big lobster tails, you're like, oh, yeah, that's fucking good.
Yeah.
You're like, some buttery. But also, like, it depends. Like, I think if you... Anyway, we talked about, crabs. I think you have to work at it a little more. So it's like...
Are there crabs up here of any type?
You can. I don't really have crab, the Maine crabs.
It's Jonah crabs or stone crabs, right? I think.
I don't know, but I know the blue crabs are coming up here, and it's like an invasive species or
really?
whatever.
Yeah, wow.
Or there's an invasive crab species or whatever.
Interesting.
I don't know the exact specifics, but I remember seeing an article about it, and I know vaguely. I'm like, it said
dude,
something.
I'm going to get lobster and crab facts out of you, whether you like it or not.
I'm like, yeah, let me regurgitate something I saw on Google News.
Everything my lobster fisherman plumber grandfather knows about crabs.
Yeah, I went to I went to Google for the university.
What'd your parents do for a living growing up?
I mean,
same shit they're doing today. Like
yeah, electrical. For my my pops, and then my mom's always been in the service industry.
Nice.
In the restaurant biz.
Nice.
So it's like pretty much exactly what the demographic of Maine is, which is people that work in hospitality or people that work in the trades.
Yeah, because
it's literally it.
Vacation land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you think that applies very well here?
Yeah, and so I grew up in a tourist town, like in Kennebunk, and it's like, yeah, it's just so cliche, but yeah, it's so.
Do you have
perfect.
friends that are like clam diggers and bloodworm diggers?
Not that. Well, not friends. I mean, Casey, the comic Casey Watson, he digs clams.
Ah.
Yeah, like that's his job.
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his actual job.
I forgot he's a clam digger.
But no, I went to like high school with people that like are lobster fishermen, but not like friends with them. One of my friends, while he was in high school, or not, while I was in college, like fished for bluefin tuna, with his cousin. But that was pretty much the extent of it. But you
ever seen a bear?
Yeah, actually, I'm losing my voice right now.
No, you're good.
We're gonna have to call it soon because I've worked at a call center, so I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Yeah, you're good. We're gonna wrap up soon. I figure I'm drawing the last of the fruit here.
But no, never saw the bear. But my friend was having a bond.
I like that. I like that statement. We never saw the bear.
We didn't see the bear. Me and my buddy Jake, we didn't see it, and we weren't really drunk. We were setting up hammocks. And my buddy had a fire in a corner of his field, way away from his house. Everyone else went to go crash in the house, but me and my buddy Jake were like, no, we're gonna camp in our hammocks we bought. It'll be fun. It's with the stars. And as we're setting up our hammocks, we hear some shit across the little stream that's on the other side, the fire pit. And we hear some some things moving and some things thrashing. And we're like, what the fuck was that? And then I'm like, we're like, yeah, that's weird. And then as we're trying to finish setting up our hammock, we just hear a growl from a beer and then some more puddle moving, and we're like, oh shit. And my buddy's truck was out in the field, and we're literally climbing over each other to open the truck door to get in the truck, and we slept in the front seat of my buddy's truck the whole night. No keys in the car.
We never saw the bear. It was such a great way to start that story.
Never saw the bear. We heard it, but we also were in the front seat of his truck. No, the window was down on the driver's side, yeah. And we had no key to turn the car on to raise the windows. So we were just like, well, it's better than just running for our lives.
That's hilarious, dude. Josh, Apple Watch wanted to hear it again. No, I think this has been fun, man.
Have you ever seen wildlife like that?
I have seen plenty of geese.
You're like, I've been nipped at by some gooses.
A couple geese got me. Definitely more deer, groundhogs, geese, ducks.
I I mean, the scary thing is seeing a deer on the side of the road when you're driving at night.
I want to get into hunting, and like, I'm definitely interested by the part where it's like, all right, we're gonna go hunt bears, and I'm like, we're fucking looking for these things, dude. It's like, what if I come to, like, what happens when I come face to face with Yogi? He pulls out his gun.
I so went to high school with this guy. He was a hunter and was he was friends with Jason. We haven't really talked to him in years, but acquaintance. And this is right after high school. He's brings his gun out. He just got his doe permit for for hunting. Literally on my buddy's property, shoots literally Bambi, like a doe that's just a hair big enough. And my friends are like, dude, you just shot Bambi. And he's just like petrified to actually dress the animal. And that's my biggest fear. That's why I don't hunt.
I say this all the time. I compare this to people. It's like having to butcher a pony.
You're like something beautiful, and you're like, I can't.
Like, I didn't want to kill a pony. I just wanted to ride it. I just wanted to fucking ride it, dude.
But
I thought about eating it, but like I really just wanted to ride it, and now I have to kill it.
And the wild thing is, like, to dress it, and he couldn't, and he had to wait for his dad and brother to show up because they were going to be hunting with him. But
so much
but
blood.
He just blew his load right at the beginning and just couldn't handle it.
Seems like so much blood. I just like, there's no like people. There's like guys that like are into the hunting because you're like, look at all the blood and this and that. It's great. There's not a part of me that's excited for blood.
I'm like I'm elbow deep trying to pull shit out. I'm like, fuck that.
I fish a lot, and fishing's different. I've like completely desensitized myself to fish because I love fish. I love eating fish. My palate is open to like the preparation, but like I just picture the next like it goes from being an animal much closer to our design, and I'm like 2 arms, 2 legs. That's pretty fucking weird to rip dick and balls and stomach out. Like it's like
it kind of can, but I think for me it's the size. For a fish, you can do it with like just like 3 or 4 fingers. For a deer or bigger animal, you're like fucking getting in there.
With a fish, it's like cutting a loaf of bread.
Exactly. Or like you're filleting it and shit. But yeah, like to gut a deer, you're like in it, and I'm like, that's too far for me, dude. I'm like,
I'll be there soon with it because I love venison, man. It's one of my favorite meats. It's like I have a buddy that he gives me deer meat. I love him for it, and the one thing he gives me is venison bacon.
Interesting. I've never tried that.
So like it looks like turkey bacon at first because like how like turkey bacon's in like a loaf.
Yeah, it's like kind of a weird shape. Yeah.
Venison, it's not like fatty, like so like. Usually bacon is the fatty part of a belly, and they cut it in hunks and slices. Venison bacon, they blend it with, they grind it with a little bit of pork fat. And then they like make it into a loaf, freeze it, and shave it in strips. It is some of the best bacon I've ever tasted in my life.
I've never even heard of that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, venison bacon. And like the one thing that he'll get is that, alright, so he gets burgers, like pre-made patties made with the bacon ground into the burgers. It's
local burger place does that, and they're really good.
I can't even, dude. It's just so fucking good, and I've considered myself so lucky. And like, the barrier to entry to a hunting license is $27 in my state.
It's not bad.
Out of state, it's like $127. In state, it's $27. What you get from a hunting license is 3 tags for deer plus 5 there's you can take like 3 to 5 deer a year. You can take like 3 turkeys, as many small games as you want, a certain amount of ducks and different fowls. It's like you pay $27 for that.
That's a universal. So for Maine, a lot of it's lottery. Deer you can get, but like anything different, like moose or anything bigger, it's lottery.
Yeah.
There are places that you can do actually, like, exotic game. There's my grandmother dated a guy that owned like private acreage that you could hunt like an elk.
Okay.
And shit like that. It was very crazy, and like other different game like that.
Yeah.
But that was like years ago. Like I remember she was like, "Oh, let's look at this farm," and then boom. And I remember like when she was aiming, she's like, "Oh, we have all these like the credits for like Cabela's to like the shooting gallery." I'm like, "Oh, can I take these?" I'm like, "I want to do the Cabela's shooting gallery. It's so cool."
So funny. Yeah, man, I had fun. Do you have any social media or any podcasts you want to plug?
Yes, follow me on official young Josh at Instagram.com, and I am one of the get regulars on one of the boys hosted by Alexa. Link to that is in my bio.
Nice, man. Hey, this was fun. Thank you for doing this interview. Josh was a great friend of mine when I started doing comedy up here in Portland, and it's always a great homecoming when I get to come back hang out with him. We usually get some comedy and karaoke in, but this week we missed the yoke in, so next time you'll hear about all the debauchery and singing we did over at Rachel's at the East Ender. But until next time, Josh, thank you very much. This has been Let Me Call You Back. See you guys next time.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed that episode. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. We would really appreciate the support. You can find us on any streaming platform if you want to find more episodes. We have over a year's worth of content stacked up waiting for you. If you also want to support us on our Patreon, you can go over to the Let Me Call You Back podcast on Patreon. Right now it's only $1 a month. It's a pretty great deal. I think you guys should get in while the getting's good. We got interviews from the road. We have video sets of me doing comedy. We have other different great content, so go over there and check it out. I would really appreciate that support. If you want to find me on Instagram, you can find my Instagram at Declan Loves Meatballs. You can also find Raymond at Ray_Brooks. And you can find the podcast at 555 Let Me Call You Back. Thank you very much. Please stay tuned for the next week's episode. You'll find one every week between Monday or Wednesday, depending on when I put them out. Thank you very much for your support, and see you next time.